one out loud.
For a species of large abalone fish to develop from a species of smaller ones, they must spend less energy on finding food and avoiding predators and more on competition in mating. So it's surprising that the fossil record shows that a species of large abalones developed from a smaller one only after otters, which prey on abalones, began to dominate the waters in which abalones lived.
All right, so what's going on in this stimulus?
So, okay, so for larger abalone fish to develop from smaller ones, they have to spend more time. Wait, they must spend less energy. Yeah, they have to spend more competition in mating and less energy on other things.
Yep.
But then otters, which prey on abalone to like kill them, that like when they came to the water, then large abalones developed from the species of smaller ones. But it's weird because if you have to spend more competition on mating, but then you're also getting like killed off by your predator, then that's weird.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Yes, you read it backwards than I did. So, or like this last sentence. So yes. So we're saying that the fossil records show us that there's a species that developed from a smaller one after otters, and the otters prey on the abalones began to dominate the waters. Excellent. And so then we're like, so what is the apparent discrepancy? You already kind of said it, but.
So, okay. Otters and abalones also compete for the same types of food and so are drawn to the same waters. Okay, I would cross this one out.
Oh, wait. Tell me first, sorry. What is the apparent discrepancy first? You kind of already said this.
Okay, yeah. So the fact that like they have to spend more time on something that requires them to be alive, but then something that comes and kills them is introduced.
Yeah.
And the same effect happens.
Yeah, so like we want to spend less energy on avoiding predators and more energy on mating. So what kind of question is this?
Is it a sufficient assumption question?
No, it's a paradox question.
Oh, paradox. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So and on paradox questions, we have like two things that are weird that they're true at the same time, right?
Right.
So these are great ones to predict. And so we want to think about like what would allow these two things to be true at the same time. So it's true that for large species to get bigger, this is what they have to do, but also that these things developed after the otters. So make a prediction of like what would allow these two things to be true at the same time, or to explain this discrepancy.
Okay. Maybe they're like really good. Maybe the abalones are really good at avoiding the predators.
Yeah.
So it doesn't take that much time or something to do that.
Yeah. Or maybe the otter. Yeah. Perfect. Yep. Okay. Start with A.
Okay. Otters and abalones also compete for the same types of food and so are drawn to the same waters. I feel like that doesn't solve anything. And like talking about food.
That would be like, no, that would help. That makes it more of a paradox, right? We're like, well, then they would be even more tired.
Right. Okay. The fossils study for the development of only one of the two species of large. That also, like, that's basically kind of restating the point. Like, it's saying large abalones were born.
Yeah, and that doesn't. Yeah, and just because it's only one of two, that doesn't help explain why this one in particular was able to grow.
Right. Otters also prey on the abalone's competitors for food, and so make it easier for abalones to get food. Okay, yes. So that helps because they may be spending more time avoiding predators, but they're spending less energy on finding food.
Yeah, so even though we have otters that are eating the large the abalones, they're also eating this other thing over here that the abalones are also eating. So maybe, yes, perfect. Okay, keep going for D and E.
Yeah, small abalone species tend to reproduce more rapidly than larger ones. I don't think that has relevance.
I don't care. Yep.
Otters have a preference for large abalones over small ones and so prefer waters in which large ones are found. I don't think that's relevant either because it doesn't say like there's large ones here. It says there's smaller ones.
And just because they prefer it that doesn't mean that they don't eat the smaller ones, and that definitely doesn't help us explain why the abalons were able to grow bigger.
Yeah. I think that knowing the question type actually helps me a lot.